EA Sports and the PGA of America are proud to present opening round coverage of the PGA Championship. Here it is once again, Whistling Straits in Kohler, Wisconsin. The best golfers from around the world have gathered to compete for the Wanamaker Trophy at the PGA Championship, and it sets up to be another great major. Rich Slaughter alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. And Frank, tell us a little bit about Whistling Straits.
It's a Pete Dye special, Rich, and the golf course borders Lake Michigan, so you have these wonderful vistas should you choose to look at that. But the course itself is almost like a links course, the way the holes roll around in amongst these sand dunes or bunkers. I've lost count of the number of bunkers. There are, I think, close to about 1,000 bunkers out there. But the holes themselves are a genuine test, and it will reward a lengthy play. We've seen that in the past champions there, but it's just a great test from the first hole to the 18th.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Just a couple of feet. Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. Frank, how about the par 5, 597-yard second hole?
They give you a chance here. If you can hit a long drive down the left side, it starts to open up. But even a drive that finds the fairway down the right side, you might think it's okay, but chances are you're going to have a blind second shot. What a great shot!
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up? It's got the best view as well.
Frank, it's really hard to believe that we are in Wisconsin because it looks like an old seaside links course from Scotland or Ireland.
Well, Pete Dye spent a lot of time in Scotland in the early 1960s, and that's really where he learned his architecture from. So a lot of those features he's incorporated in Whistling Straits.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Well, that's all you want right there. Just lag it down, don't get too crazy, and now just to tap in left.
Even par currently.
Even par early on. All right, Frank, how do you like the look of the first par 3 on the golf course, the third hole?
Well, you have a good look at Lake Michigan for a start. That's certainly not where you want to hit it, though. Really use the green, the shape of the green, which angles to the left.
Good looking shot right here. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. He has this or a birdie. That was not a very good read right there. This one just requires a little bit of focus. That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. Now back over to the fourth. Frank, when you get out of the gates, as our featured golfer has done, with a lot of pars, steady play, what's the mindset?
You've got to keep doing that, Rich. Just maybe get a little closer to the hole, drive a little bit better, work on the pace of the putting. Just little gains, and then all of a sudden you're going to notice a big difference in the scorecard.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
And he makes it for par. Ready to tee off here at the fifth. It is a 603-yard snaking par 5.
Yeah, really, there's no way you can carry that water on the right side. 340 yards finds the fairway on that line, so that's not really worth it. Ideally, just hit it down the left side. Take your medicine. There's something about a well-hit shot.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Setting up for an approach shot here. This is going to be a tough day on the links. I mean, even the seagulls are walking to work. seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. I tell you, he's setting himself up for a good weekend. Former college #1 makes another birdie. Frank, how do you like this par 4 sixth hole? A little more than 400 yards.
Really, you try not to overthink this one. Just find some fairway down there around the 280, 300 yard mark, and then relatively simple second shot in here.
Frank, what's the best way to play this shot at the 6th?
If you can hit like a bullet cut with a little bit of run on it, then there's a chance that you might actually be able to drive it on this green. But just be careful of that pot bunker that's sort of smack bang in the middle of this green.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way. That just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop.
Ready for his 3rd shot. Needs to hit this close. And he's made the green. Par to remain 1 under. On the 7th tee now, and a tricky 221-yard par 3.
If you have a look at the way in which Pete Dye has designed this hole, you can see that the green shapes away to the right. So
not quite what he was hoping for, the tee shot in the bunker. Great professionals, Frank, they don't fear the greenside bunker shot, do they?
And you don't have to hit the ball first.
Frank, that reminds you of maybe what, the greatest bunker player of all time? Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Wow, way to the right here.
And there's rough over there.
Well, that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. And setting up here in the rough. You like this one, Frank?
Oh, it's a good one. Safely on. It's no snack, though.
He got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Has this now for bogey. Call in the medics, Frank. Can't stop the bleeding here.
Just racking the bogeys up.
Frank, what about this downhill shot off the tee and the idea that you just want to sort of let that ball run toward the green down the hill?
Well, Pete Dye just gives you so many different looks throughout the front nine of Whistling Straits, and this really is the first example of this, plus the swirling winds that are created by that sort of tree and the mounding on the right of this green. Quite spectacular.
Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Not missing by much today, but enough to again be in the bunker. So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, whom you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, it was they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was an inch or two. Aim the club at that and made sure they followed through.
Well, the stats say that is a green regulation, but it's not yet a par on the card. Very tough putt coming up. This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. Well, you can see the golfer is just boiling right now after that miss and a drop shot here at the ninth. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Just slides by.
Yeah, can't afford to miss too many of those out here today. Even par currently.
So, 2 over par for the round. Welcome back to the PGA Championship here at Whistling Straits. Ball is teed up here at the 10th. We are set to get it going on the back 9.
There's a bunker that you can see that's about 260 yards in the middle of the fairway. You can easily carry that in line with another one that's about 330 yards. That just sets up a relatively straightforward pitch.
Be a little disappointed with that because it lands in the rough and it appears to be fairly thick over there. And about 1 1/4 left to the hole. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a masterclass in short game.
Shouldn't be a problem here. Tough start to the backside, Frank.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well, too. You start losing confidence with the putter early on.
Those keep the round going, those par putts. Well, Frank, the 11th here at Whistling Straits is a monster par 5. They call it sandbox, but it is not exactly child's play, is it?
No, I can't actually count the number of bunkers on this hole. Plus, it's a dogleg to the right. 645 yards. I don't care whichever way you cut it down. That's going to be 3 good shots. Forces you to hit driver off this tee.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Nice position, short grass, second shot. Well, this one has a chance to be really good. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Early part of this second nine and a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie.
It's at sneaky distance.
That just brings a smile to your face, puts a little pep in the step when you make them from downtown. Frank, the short par 3 12th, what are you looking to do?
Well, you'd think it's a snack. Green straight in front of you, points a little bit to the right, but just getting it and keeping it on the green, it takes some doing. This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Frank, what's ahead after missing the par 3 here?
Well, a tricky little shot coming up, but really this is a difficult par 3, so if you can get this up and down, it still won't be a lost cause.
Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. That looked for all the world like it was dead center.
I've got no idea how that missed.
Just a little tap in here. That's a bogey putt, dropping down the leaderboard a bit, now at 2 over par. Frank, here at the 13th, a lot can happen.
Just a gentle dogleg to the right, or at least the hole moves to the right, plus the slope of the fairway, so you've got to aim left of center.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Frank, playing downhill, you always want to take less club. Go ahead and hit the ball a little harder. It is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
Very nicely done, right on the dance floor. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Been a little too much of that, Frank. Just sort of ho-hum pars. So with 5 holes left to play here at the PGA Championship, we arrive at this dogleg left, par 4.
Well, it's called Widow's Watch, but really it's a thinking man's hole. A long iron, maybe even a fairway wood just down the right side. That should set up a relatively simple short iron.
Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You're going to need a bit of force to extract one out of there. I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Once considered the best player at the college level, our featured golfer makes birdie, sitting comfortably inside the cut line. Ready to go here at the 15th tee, and by the looks of it, Frank, we should have brought the swimsuits and some sunscreen.
It's very picturesque, that's for sure, but don't get fooled by its beauty. This is an absolute beast at 503 yards and sets up a very, very tough finish to Whistling Straits. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Frank, that is position A.
The tee shot was like silk, Rich. I mean, just sets up that second shot so beautifully.
Frank, you played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself it is an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But if down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
This is a cross-country special. Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
It's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Almost. Wow. That's costly right there.
Painful.
Getting set now over the putt. Losing a bit of ground now in this tournament. With the bogey, falls to 2 over. Frank, as you know, the finishing holes at a major championship can make even the world's #1 player buckle under the pressure. How do you avoid that?
Well, with a good drive to start here, there's a series of bunkers that start about 300 yards down the right side. You'd like to start your tee shot on those and maybe work it back towards the fairway to get a little bit more run and make this hole reachable.
They'll be happy with that. In the fairway, now a good chance to attack this hole. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
Oh, that incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
Makes it and moves to 1 over. The 17th now at Whistling Straits, and if you have a club that travels 250 yards on a good line, bust it out now.
That's what you're going to need, and you're going to need to hit that smack bang out of the middle of the club and leave nothing behind.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
That's all he wanted to do there.
Yeah, it's touch. And when you think from that distance, chances of making are almost none. So to guarantee a 2-putt, well done.
All right, no damage done. Stays at 1 over par with that putt. Frank, quite a finishing hole, and that's as it should be. This is, after all, a major championship.
Well, you can see why Bubba Watson, Martin Keimer, Dustin Johnson have played well here. This finishing hole requires the long hitter's best tee shot, preferably just a little down the right side, because that's the safer side to be.
The second shot now to the par 4.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Not missing by much today, but enough to again be in the bunker. Routine stuff here, Frank, from the bunker?
You just got to be careful of that lip in front of him with his third shot coming up.
He'll take that one all day long. Very solid, about 15 feet away. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Wow, I thought he made that. So a tough way to close the round, missing a short putt and a bogey here at 18. Just a couple of feet. Add him up, and it comes to 74 for the day. Don't forget, second round coverage coming your way tomorrow here on EA Sports for our entire crew. I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. EA Sports and the PGA of America are proud to present second round coverage of the PGA Championship. Frank, what's the best way to attack this first hole?
You'd like to hit your second shot just a little right of the flag. Everything slopes towards the left.
This is a good-looking shot. Ooh, nice play right there. That's in pretty close. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Made a good run at birdie. He'll have to focus now. Try to walk away with the par.